Hey everybody, Joy here. It is a Friday. I think it's October 24, 2025, and I have something very, very, very important to tell you. I watched my video back, and I wish I had watched it back before I made it live, but I did say that I was in my 30s when I had that really bad service. In my last video, I talked about really bad service, and I said I was in my early 30s. I'm 75, y'all. So that was a long, long time ago. That very same store is completely different now. The owner's daughter manages it now. Her name is Emily, and she's lovely. She's adorable. She's sweet. She's kind. She's helpful. She can answer all your questions. Okay? So I just wanted to clarify. That was a long, long time ago, and everything I told you was true. One thing I didn't tell you was that the store that one lady told me to go to, the lady that managed that store, I've forgotten her name now, I think it was Debbie, but I'm not positive. She had the location in Plano, Texas. And when I went in there, she always smiled, she always hugged me, and she said, "You are my favorite customer." Okay? I'm the exact same person. I'm the exact same person in Plano that I was in Oklahoma City. Exact same person. What was the difference? The difference was when I asked that lady a question, she could answer it. And if she couldn't answer it, she would find someone who could. She knew how to use all the machines. She knew how to demo all the machines. She knew the software. She knew the classes. Wonderful. I'm telling you, the manager and the owner make a huge difference. Anyway, this is 40 years later, and that store in Oklahoma City is very, very nice now. So please, 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 don't call them and say, "Oh, she said horrible things." The girl that manages it is lovely. There's another lady there. She has a funny name. What is her name? She was named after her dad, and he had a man name. And they named her after her dad. Arthine? I think it's Arthine, something like that. Very, very, very nice lady. I don't know if she's still there or not, because, you know, I don't go there anymore. But I still call them. And if I have a question about the software, I can call and I can ask Emily, or even the owner. The father is still around, and he's still there some of the time. And if he answers the phone, he knows who I am now. And I guess he's not afraid of me. And he has helped me himself several times. So please, 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 I was just telling you a story about service. I wish I hadn't even mentioned what store that was. That was just bad on my part, but I can't delete the video. Too late for that. So please know things have changed there now, and they sell the Berninas, and they know them inside and out, and their repair guides there are really, really nice, and they will even talk to me on the phone. So, okay? So just remember that story was from way, way back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, okay? So yesterday I had a Zoom play day with my BFF Philly, and we decided to make potholders. I had seen Becky, you know my friend Becky Thompson, that her YouTube channel is Power Tools with Thread. And everybody on the entire planet Earth watches her, so you probably already do anyway. But if you don't, she was making these a couple days ago, and I thought they were fun. And Philly and I like to use our embroidery machines that we paid so much money for. We want to do something with them. So we decided to make these potholders. I'll show you how cute they are. I made 4 of them. The problem with these potholders is they're too darn cute to use as an actual potholder. I mean, my other potholders look pretty sorry, which is why I need to make some new ones. I guess I'll get over it and make myself use them. But when I got done with them, I was telling Philly, I said, "Oh my gosh, these are so nice. I just can't imagine, you know, having water boil over on them or putting them in the washer and dryer a lot." And she said, "You can use them for hot pads." And I thought, hot pads? Yes, they would be wonderful hot pads, but if I was going to make them for a hot pad, I wouldn't want them to be two-tone like that. I don't think, because it looks too much like a potholder, see? That one's got apples on the top. There's 4 different patterns. There's 4 embroidery designs. And so there's the one with the apples and the squares. And this one actually sews out a little too high, and I'm going to tell that. Designs by JUJU. Philly didn't like it either. But this one's butterflies. And the butterflies are actually too high on that rectangle at the top. We think they should be lower. And then that's design number 2. And this one you can't even see. When I first did this one, I thought, oh, I'm just going to do all the same color thread. It's just a potholder. So the design on the top of this is flowers, but you can't even see it. And so the bottom fill is just stripes. They sew out quick. They're so much fun to make. And then this one is the last one I did, and I didn't really have thread this color of green. I found some that I thought was that color, but it sewed out really light. So I wish I had just used the red for the top, but that's this one, and it's got the diamond pattern on the bottom, and then the little swirly thing at the top. So, isn't that fun? What you have to have is 100% cotton batting. I didn't have 100% cotton, but I had bamboo and cotton, and Philly told me that would be okay. And so if Philly says it's okay, it's okay. And then you have to have some of that Insul Bright. INSUL dash Bright, B-R-I-G-H-T. You can get it on Amazon. I ordered 2 packages last night. So, super fun to do. If you want to, you don't need to watch me do it. You can watch Becky do it. Let me see, this is October 24. So go back a couple days. It would be October 22, October 21, 2025, and you can see Becky do a total complete sew out of one of these, okay? And there is a tool that she uses. And when I was doing the final steps of this, I thought, what is that tool she uses? I need that tool she uses. It has something to do with some guy named George. Remember, it's something to do with George. I need to get one of those. And so this morning I turned her on. She's on at 8 o'clock every morning. And I crawl out of bed about 7 and come out here and turn on the fireplace and make my cup of coffee and check my email. And at 8 o'clock I turn Becky on. I don't watch her for a whole hour, but I love to see the puppies at the beginning. Just this new puppy, that's the cutest thing. And what did she do at the very beginning? What did she do? She showed that trimmer by George. I couldn't believe it. I know. So I ordered it. It's not cheap. What was it, $35 with shipping, $43. I wasn't happy about that. But like most things in quilting and embroidery, you only have to buy it once, and then you have it the rest of your entire life. Okay? So that's what Philly and I did. It was a fun play day. And she is today at the Be So In, you know, where I like the service so good. That Trevor Conquergood guy from Canada is there. I don't know, I guess there's just something wrong with me, but I'm not crazy about Anita Good designs. I'm really not. I don't know what it is about them. I actually have some, and I've never ever sewed one of them out. I don't know why. I should make myself do that. I remember I had one that had butterflies, like free floating butterflies. You could like stick them on your door or something. I don't know. I just prefer OESD, embroidery.com, embroidery library. There I go again. I don't want to badmouth them. A lot of people love, I'm sure that class is absolutely full today and people are loving it. They're making something. I said, you show me what you made when you get done. But that's just me. Otherwise, I'd be there with Philly right now, okay? So what else am I going to do? I'm not making clothes right now. However, because I want to learn more about my Radiance, somebody said, what's the name of it? Well, I called her Lady R. I don't know why, it's just the first thing that popped into my brain. So I'm calling her Lady R, and somebody said, what's the real name of it? I'm like, well, duh, there I go again. It's called the Radiance. It's the top of the line Babylock embroidery machine. Okay? Right now, this is October 2025. It was the Destiny. Then the Destiny was replaced by the Solaris, and now the Solaris has been replaced by the Radiance. okay? And that's what I have. I'll be back after a while. Guess what? My lightning fast mind figured out. I haven't done it yet. I've sort of started it. But I decided I'm going to make my own hot pad in the hoop design because I have Designer Plus software. And when you look at the pot holders and how they were done, you know, it sewed a square, it sewed a line, it sewed another square. You put something on there, you sew another square, you do this, you do that. All so simple, just simple little embroidery things. So look what I'm going to make for my first hot pad. I didn't have a round design to put in. You want a light, you don't want some real heavy embroidery design. At least I would assume you wouldn't since you're sewing through batting. So I'm going to go eat my lunch, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to see if I can do this. You want to watch me? I know you do. Notice here how I have a square embroidery design inside a circle. And yes, I want a circle. I'll do a square or rectangle later, but I want to do a circle. And this is the only design I could find for a quilting design in my Bernina software. So I have come in here and I have, unlike IQ Designer, I was able to change the shape of the items that went outside my circle. So I deleted all of the dots, or whatever you call them, that went outside my circle. So now the whole design is inside my circle. So I'm getting ready to sew my very first one out. So I'm using this hoop. These hoops with the magnets are wonderful, especially for holding the batting. It holds it tight. So you have to have one of these little hoozies, if you have a magnetic hoop, to pull these off. Well, I say you do. Yeah, like that. Stick it under there somewhere, wherever it goes. The little, see the little hooky thing? The hook? Hook. Stick it under there and lift your magnet. I don't think I'd like those dime magnets. I'm going to stick with the ones that came with my machine. So this is all the cotton batting I have. It's bamboo cotton. And I made my trivet 8.5 inches round. So I am going to put this in here. Looks like I can make 2 if I'm lucky. Yeah, very nice. Ah, so exciting. Don't want to waste it. Okay, so my little trivet's going to be right inside this great big piece of batting. Remember what side your little guide is on, that you slide it into your machine. Now these things I figured out after watching a video and asking Philly. The arrows point to the inside. So you just go like that and put it on. There's a big one and a little one on each side. So see how you can just, see how you can smooth it? And you do one side, then the other side. From whoever I watched, that's what they said. One side, then the other side. Did directions come with it? I don't think so. I think I got the hoop and that was it. But I'm telling you, when it's on, it's on. There's no falling. I love that. Arrows go to the inside. Smooth, smooth. Leave yourself a way to get in the hoop. The only way to get in the hoop on your machine is here in the corner. So leave yourself some room. See how nice and tight and flat? Oh, I put this in a regular hoop to start with yesterday, and it was so loose. I did not like that at all. So is there room? I don't think there's room over there for my foot to get in, so I'm going to move it over a hair. There. So this is how you start with the pot holders. I'm doing my own design now. I'm making a hot pad or trivet, and this is my own design. So this is trial. This is my muslin, okay? Can you make a muslin of a trivet? Well, I'm going to. So here's my Radiance. I call her Lady R. Make sure you have plenty of embroidery thread. I'm going to put my hoop in. Oops, my little thing just popped off. Put my hoop in. Now it's probably going to say remove your hoop. Watch. Remove your hoop. Don't put your hoop in until it says you're allowed to. Okay? The carriage will move. Okay, let's move, carriage. Move. Please wait. Take this out of here so you don't break a needle or something. This is my new Radiance, you know. But I used the Solaris for years, and it's just about the same thing as far as I can tell so far. So I've got my flash drive, my designs on it. I'm going to stick it in here. This is how I have wireless, and you're supposed to be able to send it wireless, but why bother? I mean, this is right here. So I just use it. So we're going to go to embroidery, and I'm going to use my mouse, wireless mouse, and I'm going to go to the pocket. Pockets in Babylock mean storage. And now I'm going to choose my pot holder, choose the little arrow to find this, choose the B pocket on this, and now find my design. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I can't believe I did this myself. Okay, so we're going to choose that design. There it is. I'm so excited. You want to see it? Now I'm using my Radiance to sew the design out. But I made the design in my Bernina Designer Plus. Okay, remember that. I did not use IQ Designer. IQ Designer can't do this. Let's hit embroidery. And the first thing it's going to do is sew a circle. And I'm just going to start in the middle of the hoop, because it doesn't matter where you start. And I'm going to sew a red circle. So, oh my goodness, this is just so cool. So cool, because I couldn't find any trivets. I found a couple hot pads, but one was the shape of a pear, and one was the shape of an apple, and one was the shape of a lemon, and there was one other one. But I wanted mine to be more, you know, not fruity. Oh, this is just way too much fun. I am not kidding you. You know, when you figure out how to use your brain and you make your brain do things, it's supposed to help you not have dementia. So let's hope. So maybe I could teach somebody how to use their Bernina software, huh? I don't know. People are so way ahead of me. Okay, so what's it going to do now? Now it's going to sew another circle. But first I have to put some fabric on there. And I haven't chosen my fabric yet. And so I know this is an 8.5 inch circle. So I am going to cut my square 9 inches. So let me do that. Let me find something to cut 9 inches. How about that? Is that pretty or what? I'm using a Fat 8 bundle from Edit a Sitar, of course. I sprayed the back of this with KK2000. I only got one spool of thread up here, this red one, and it matches this line of fabric because that's what I used yesterday for the pot holders. All of my isocord thread is downstairs. And I know you'd say, well, why don't you bring it up here upstairs? Because I want myself to have to go up and downstairs to get the colors that I want. I went up and downstairs 25, 30 times yesterday. Plus I was doing laundry, and so not only do I want to work my brain, I want to work my body. Alright, so now I'm going to sew the first circle around this. So I'm going to put my foot down, and the second circle is ready to go. And I just have it on single stitch because I'm going to do triple stitches later. Okay? So let's sew the second circle. Okay, you can tape it, and I will tape it here in a little bit, but right now, I'm going to let that KK2000 do the job. Look at that. Ooh, I got really close to the edge up there, y'all. I sure did. Now these circles are supposed to be the exact same size because I just duplicated them. I duplicated it 2 or 3 times to get the exact same circle. Now this isn't going to have 2 pieces of fabric on the top. It's only going to have this one. So this is easier than the potholders. But there will be 2 backs because I'm going to do an envelope back. Okay, so now I'm ready to do the embroidery design. The embroidery design is not going to go through the back side of this trivet. It's only going to be here on the top. Okay, so let's do the embroidery design now. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. I hope it works. Ready, set, put the foot down. And I made the embroidery design do a triple stitch. So let's see how it works. Where did I get the embroidery design? I got it inside my Designer Plus. You know, when you buy embroidery software, you get a whole bunch of designs with it. After we do this, after we get, ooh, that is so pretty. After we get this design, this embroidery design on this, I'm going to take the hoop out. I'm not going to take anything out of the hoop. I'm just going to take the hoop out, turn it upside down, and I am going to put the Insulbright batting on the back side. And I hope I have a big enough piece. I may have to tape a little bit together with another piece. We'll see. I hope not. I ordered 2 more packages of that. I've had that Insulbright for years. Probably 12, 15 years. I can't believe how the years have gone by. My goodness, my goodness. But I almost threw it away when I moved here. And I thought, oh, I might use it someday. Look at that. Now remember, this is my muslin. Notice here where I fixed the part that came outside the circle. I didn't get that exactly on the circle, so I just went back to my computer in my software and I fixed that. And then right here, this one came out just a tiny bit right here, so I went back to my computer and I fixed that. So we'll start again. I'm not going to redo it. It'll be fine. But, I mean, for trivets from now on, that would be fun. I'd love to do that. It'd be a new thing I could learn how to do. I'd have to figure out how to make it in everybody's format. But, oh my goodness. Now, see, that particular... Oh, well, it's not done. I was going to say that seems a little short from the top, but it's not. It's fine. Love this thread. I use Isacord thread, my friend. That's what I use. I like it better than all the other threads. Sulky threads fade and they shrink. Isacord does not fade and it does not shrink, so it's my favorite. And I use a pre-wound bobbin on the bottom. What kind of pre-wound? I don't know if they even make these anymore, my friends, but these are the pre-wounds I have in my closet, and so it's what I'm using. What does NEB mean? National Embroidery Bobbins. Where do I get these? I have no idea. But you can get other bobbins from, is it called Superior? It's either Superior Threads or Signature Threads. And they have a different brand, but you know, they're just as good. I've used both kinds. And I have these in black and in white. So the embroidery design is done. I've taken the hoop out. I've just taken it out. I haven't taken anything out of the hoop. I've just taken the hoop out of the machine. So now I have to put the, ooh, and this isn't wide enough. It's just a little bit narrow. Ooh, ouch. I think I'll try to make it work, you guys. I'm going to try to make it work. I think if I do it like that, it can work. Yes. Let's cut it right there. Right there. I think I can. This is the Insulbright. It's got foil. There's batting, then foil, then batting. I guess that's how it works. And it doesn't matter how you put it on there. But I'm going to spray it with my KK2000, and I just put a towel down and just spray a little bit because we can tape it. I bought a bunch of tape, a bunch of, see, very light. I bought a bunch of tape. Now we're not putting it on the top, we're putting it on the bottom. So we're going to turn this over, make sure nothing spills out, and we're going to cover up that big zero. Like that. Then we're going to take our paper tape. What tape do I have? I just bought this the other day from Amazon. Surgical tape, 12 rolls. I have the kind of tape that you're supposed to use for embroidery. Not that, that's masking tape. It's pink. I'm not sure where I put it, of course. Of course. It's pink, but it is way too sticky. It pulled up a whole bunch of the fluff off of the batting when I tried to use it. That's holding down pretty good, you guys. And I didn't like it. Now, you have to tape the back. Why do you have to tape the back? Because it's on the back. And you can't see the back. And you could put this in your embroidery machine and the foot could go underneath this piece. It could be fabric, it could be anything. But you have to make sure, when Becky used this recently, she did something like this, and she was making a table mat, table runner or something, and her foot got caught. I had my foot get caught the other day too. Your foot can get hooked under. Now I don't want to push this too hard because this is just up in the air. So I am going to turn it back over and I am going to rub that tape down really hard on this side. You do you. Remember, this is my channel. And everything I say and everything I do, and I've got that magnet backwards, everything I do and everything I say is my opinion, my experience, my life. So I hope I never say anything to offend any of you, but it's possible that I could. So what's going to happen on the front? The front is going to sew another circle. When it gets through sewing that circle, I'm going to take this back off and I'm going to turn this back over and I am going to cut the circle on this. I'm going to cut everything outside the circle. I'm going to trim away. All right? That's what we're going to do. So let's put it back in the machine. I'll be back in a minute. I'm not going to trim around this. This, sadly, is a little short up here. So I need it to be bigger. And I don't know if this is 8.5. Why 9.5 didn't clear that easily. But that must not have been 9.5. Let me look and see what it was. Yeah, I cut it a little less than 9. So measure twice, cut once. Don't do a boo-boo like I just did. Because this is supposed to be cut 1/4 inch outside this fabric. We're going to turn it over. This is why you do a sample. This is my muslin, you know. This is my muslin. Now see, I tore that off and some of the batting has come off with it. But when I used that pink tape, it went almost the whole way through the other day. I almost left holes in it. I'm like, oh no, that's terrible. You will have tape up to your elbows. Your room will be a mess. Well, maybe your room won't be a mess. But boy, mine is when I get done. I got fabric everywhere. So you got to take some scissors. Now, there's a different kind of scissors that are better than these, but mine are downstairs and I'm too lazy to go get them right now. So I'm going to cut this batting right up next to that circle. I don't know why the circles aren't directly on top. They should be. Now I noticed when I sewed the potholders out yesterday that the squares that it sewed didn't always sew directly on top of each other. I'm assuming that's because when you embroider something, it changes the size. It pulls in. You know what I'm saying? And so the first circles that I sewed probably got pulled in, and the second and the third and however many circles later, they would still be on the outside where they started out on the original. Close to, but not through. There you go. We have a circle on the back. What's next? Now I'm not prepared for what's next, so you can help me figure it out. I have to put the back on it. It's going to be like a pillow with an envelope back. For the back, I need 2 pieces. So I am going to cut a 9 by 9 square of something. All right, so I'm going to make this be 9.5 by 9.5, hopefully. It should be 9.5 inches. It might be 9. Let me see. Yeah, it's 9 inches. But that should still be enough. So let's cut that 9. So now we're going to take this piece, one of the pieces, and we're going to fold it in half. And I need my iron on again, so let me turn my iron on real quick. Oh, let me tell you something I learned yesterday the hard way. Don't plug your iron in next to your sewing machine. We were right in the middle of sewing one of those potholders out, and all my electric went off in this room. All of it. The computer, the sewing machine, the ceiling lights, everything. And I had blown a fuse. How the heck did I do that? And it was because Philly told me she never ever plugs her iron in by her sewing machines. So, word to the wise. From somebody that wasn't too wise yesterday. So I'm going to fold this one in half. It's going to end up being on the outside of the fold. So this one is going to go like this. This is the 2 raw edges. This is the fold. And it's going to go in, and I'm going to lift it up past. So I'll have something to cut there. So now you take this piece, and you put it underneath that piece. And I will fix this. You don't need a line sewn across these 2 things. You want them to open. So this is going to go down there on top of the one with the fold. That's going to go down there. These, you know, if you buy pre-cut, then, you know, you're going to have a lot of pieces that go together. Is that too big? I want to tape this. This piece goes upside down. This piece goes upside down. This piece goes upside down. Right side down. Right side down that piece goes. And it needs to be above that piece about 1.5 inches. I'm going to turn my sewing machine on real quick. And I am going to sew a hem in the top of this because I don't want a raw edge inside there. So I sewed a little hem in this piece. This is right side down. This one's folded, so it's got 2 right sides. And I've got it laid down there. And this is stripes, so I'm lining up the stripes. Now, this is very, 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 very important. I said that a whole bunch of times because it's a whole bunch important. Tape this opening. That foot is going to sew around here 3 times, and when it comes back, it could go right through that crack right there. Oh, it's so good, and would it ever make a terrible, terrible racket and a terrible mess. Be sure you cover up that opening right there, that pocket opening. Envelope opening. It's going to be an envelope opening, right? Tape it, tape it, tape it. I'm sewing a circle on this, so a lot of this is going to end up in the trash. But it's really cool. Paper tape, my friends. And this is on the top, so you can rub it down good. And be sure you do. Becky's foot got cut under the white tape. Yeah. Be sure you press that down really good. All right. We are taped. We are taped really, really good. So now I'm going to put this back in, and it's going to sew a circle. And when it gets done sewing the circle, I'm going to take this back out, and then I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to take it out of the hoop, and I am going to cut really close around this circle back here. But then I'm going to cut, and boy, how do you do this? How do you cut a 1/4 inch round in a circle? I bet that's a trick. I might have to have a new ruler. We shall see, Bumblebee. This is another thing I'm going to go back and change. That is sewing a triple stitch. On the pot holders, it's sewed a single stitch 3 times. So, I don't know what the difference is, but I may need to change that in my Designer Plus. Look at that, we have a circle. This is all sewn for the sewing part. So we are going to take off the magnets now. And look at that, I don't even have to have that thing. Oh my goodness, how cool is that? Those that Dime has, boy, you can snap your finger and chop it off. I like these better. So now I'm going to cut this all the way around this circle. Oh, you got to take the tape off the front. Because, and it doesn't matter if you tear up anything now under the tape, you know, on this batting. Okay, so we have all the tape off the front. We're going to cut 1/4 inch around this material. Alright, let's cut the batting off. Get this material out of the way. We're going to cut the batting. The original batting. We're not cutting the heat sensitive one. And I think there's different brands other than Insulbright. But this is just what I happen to have. Look, magnets will stick to your scissors. I'll be going downstairs with magnets stuck to my watch or something. Wondering what happened to my magnets. Now there I've got a little bit of extra fabric, thank goodness, that I can cut around. This will be a lot easier in a square for trimming, of course. Especially the 1/4 inch part, but we're going to do it. You hide and watch. We're going to do it. Go back around. If you see any places that need to be redone, redo them. Look at this monstrosity. That ought to do something. See, now just turn it with your other hand. Yeah, that can work. And you don't have to clip any corners on a circle. Did you know that? Probably need to put a blade in this that can cut. Yeah, it's not that hard. Cut with one hand and turn with the other. That's pretty sloppy for a perfectionist, but it's all going to be inside, see? See there? All inside. Take some scissors, do it better. Yeah. Do I have it way up in the air? That wasn't so hard. Kind of easy. I had a sharp blade. Now see this? There's no opening all the way around this circle. It's solid sewed. Oh my gosh, I really need trivets. Brand new table. Well, it's 2 years old now. Now remember, we've got the pocket in the front. So we're going to simply turn it. Turn it. Oh my gosh. This is just too fun. Turn it, turn it, turn it. Come inside. Oh, that's easy. That's easier than points. I may just keep doing circles. Yeah. I may. Look at that. And my stripes match up in the back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah, am I proud of me or what? Let's go iron it. Now this, honestly, from making my design and sewing the whole thing out, goodness, I had already eaten my lunch. 12:30, what, like 1.5 hours. Oh, this is awesome. It's kind of flipping up to the back is kind of flipping up to the front just a little bit, but it's kind of pretty that way. I like it. This iron turns itself off all the time, so you have to be careful. Oh, I love that. I love it, y'all. I'm so excited of me. That is really nice. Wait till Philly sees. Wait until Philly sees. She's got Floriani software. She used to have this kind of software, and she gave it away to Goodwill or something. I couldn't believe it. I think Becky used to have this software too. Look at that. Now look at that. A trivet a trivet. It's a trivet, and I love it. I love it. I am so proud of me. I really am. Let's play like we have a pan. Let's play like you're a pan. You're not a pan, but let's play like you're a pan. Look at that. Oh, let's unplug you so we don't burn the whole room down, Joy. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I'm going to make more. The circle's easier. You saw how easy it was to turn it. It's much easier than the square or the rectangle. Ah, I have to go now. I'm going to come up with a different design to do in the middle, and I'm going to perfect it. Do we care if it's open in the back? The pot holders were that way, and I glued mine together. One of them I sewed and one of them I glued. So if you don't like the back open like that, you can sew it together or glue it down with steam seam. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Check that out. I want to go ahead and get this video up. So you're not going to be able to see my next hot pad, but I digitized number 2. Right here it is on my software screen. We have something selected. It's so easy. I would try this. I would call this a beginner project. If you have software and you've never used it, I'm going to make Philly do one. She's got Floriani software and I don't think she's ever used it. But all you do is you sew a square, then you sew another square, then you sew your embroidery design, then you sew another square, and then you sew your last square. Everything else is getting the material ready to pile on, you know, put some on the front, some on the back. So fun. I have a lot of pans that are rectangle shapes, little Pioneer Women rectangle shapes. I'm going to go measure those. And I want to do a rectangle one tomorrow. I'm so excited. And I'll come back and I will show you what I did so I can use my Lady R More. What I did so I can learn. And, you know, the cost of a class. The cost of a class. Having to get there, having to take all your stuff there, having to sit there for a couple days, coming back. It's so nothing to do the classes at your house. Cost-wise, when you compare, it's just a lot of time. And I'm not a good sitter, as you know. I don't sit still good. But I did manage to get this done, and I really like it. Now, I went over there and I tried to do it on IQ Designer, and so far I can't. You would think you could sew 3 squares in an embroidery design with IQ Designer. Maybe picture play, I don't know. But I'm going to do the lesson again. I'm going to watch one of the lessons again and see if I can figure out how I can do that. And if I can figure it out, then I'll show you how I do it with IQ Designer, because a lot of you have that. But I'm going to let you go for now, because I really want my apology to get out for all of the really nice people that work at the Bernina store now in Oklahoma City. I hope nobody thought I was talking about current times. That was way long ago, as I said. I love y'all. I'll be back soon with my 2 new projects. Newer than this.